Learned a lot. Just try to like build off of the game from last week, and you know just try to get better, and just take care of our bodies and get ready for the next game.
How do you think this team's going to respond to a loss? Obviously, you've been around the guys the last couple of days. What's been the demeanor like?
I feel like everybody have a great leadership to where we know what we got to focus on at the end of the day, and just be mindful that we just got to step it up and just keep on working until the game.
Right now you don't know who your starting quarterback's going to be. What type of confidence and faith do you have in a Marcus Mariota maybe on Sunday?
No matter who out there, man, we're going to have confidence in one another. He just, having trust and giving to, respect to Marcus. And, we all believe in him, and we hope for, Jayden Daniels to get better, with his process going on and everything, too.
You see Gino throw 3 picks the other night. As a DB, when you're watching that tape, are you like, oh, man, we got to get one this week?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We just got to create turnovers. D-line got to eat. We all got to play our roles in order to, get the ball in our hand and just make plays at the end of the day.
Joe Witt and DQ always preach ball is life. Have they been getting on you guys trying to create some turnovers?
Nah, most def. No matter, in practice, just having that, getting the ball is just a mindset, So that's the plan, for sure.
It comes down to doing your job, doing it consistently, so we're going to work towards that.
Thank you very much.
Love it, thank you.
Can I just grab one? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got a little bit of time.
Just knowing there's uncertainty with Jayden, with Noah Brown, with John Bates, what does that do offensively in the room that more guys are probably going to get more role this week?
I think the biggest thing is just doing your job, one rep at a time, doing whatever your responsibility is, and owning that. And I think that's the fun part. I think we have a great group who kind of takes hold of that. And so,
going through the situation last year leading up to the Chicago game where Marcus got to work during the week, then they go to Jayden late in the week, does it not really feel like that big of a deal at this point to have some QB uncertainty?
I think, again, whatever it is, it comes down to doing your job, focusing on your responsibility on every play and owning that to the maximum of your ability and having fun doing it.
Yeah, it's just finding our identity back, Obviously, things last week didn't go the way we wanted as a team, but it's about just staying within ourselves, staying within the team. Let's keep progressing.
Last season, you guys went through some games with quarterback uncertainty. Does it feel like not that big of a deal because of going through it last year?
You could say that, but either then, it's like no matter who we have, we got full confidence in the guys that we're protecting. If it's Marcus, if it's somebody new, you know what I mean? So, things happen, injuries happen, and they suck, but you got to be ready, and we know that everybody's going to be ready.
How close do you guys feel like the run game is from turning a corner back to that Giants game?
We're always going to be ready. That's like our thing. We love to run the ball as our O-line, and whenever our numbers call, we're going to do what we do.
My job and do whatever they got for me.
Bill, what did the coaches tell you this week as you kind of prepare with Marcus now, but it still could be Jayden? What is the instruction like?
We just going out there and getting better, and we'll see what happens Sunday. But we just taking it day by day and just working on winning.
How much you pay attention or care about the depth chart? But now that Austin's obviously not here, you're at the top of the depth chart. Does that change your expectations, your mentality, anything like that?
Nah, it don't, cause I still got to go out there and do my job and still earn their trust to be the starting running back. So I feel like I treat it like I'm still at the bottom. I don't think they're gonna change. My work ethic's still gonna stay the same, and I'm just hungry. Yeah.
Bill obviously got to play with Jayden so far. What do you like about what you've done with Marcus in practice, about maybe some of your chemistry with him?
I love Marcus. Him and Jayden, they're both very smart, and it's just a blessing just to be on side of quarterbacks like those guys, and I'm just excited.
Bill, you guys have had a couple of days to digest this Packers loss.
Yeah.
Been around the guys. How do you think this team's going to respond from a loss?
I think we're gonna respond pretty well. We was happy to get back on the practice field today. It was a long weekend, not being able to do nothing. But I feel like we had a lot of energy today. We was excited just to be back out there, and we just taking it day by day and like trying to get better at something every day.
Bill, you have a couple games under your belt now at the NFL level. What's been the biggest adjustment for you coming from college, and what do you feel like you need to improve on the most?
I would say the speed. The speed is kind of fast, but it's slowing down for me, and I just look forward to just build on what I left off every game. So.
You guys brought in Chase Edmonds. Have you gotten to know him at all? He's got some experience.
Oh yeah, Chase, good guy, good vibes, and like he's a vet. So I mean, I'm looking to learn stuff from him too. So it's been nothing but good vibes so far.
Thanks, Bill.
It's a great feeling just to, be back on the field and have a chance to go out there and prove myself, go out there and play at a high level again.
What do you think you can bring to this defense right now?
I can bring experience, a guy who knows how to get to the quarterback, a guy who's versatile, a guy that can be used anyway, and a guy that can be an asset to this defense and this team overall.
DQ has mentioned to us today that he's been watching you for a while and was kind of looking forward to eventually coaching.
Yeah.
What's that say to you and when a head coach is kind of keeping an eye on Preston?
Man, it's a great feeling, just to know there's coaches out here that approve, that like your talent and that approve of your talent and who you are as a person. Maybe he heard some good things about me. For sure. I feel like I'm a coachable guy, and I feel like he probably heard some good things and saw some things that he liked out of me that he can feel like he can help with my game. And I heard some great things about him, man. I've been knowing about him for a long time before I even had a chance to have a conversation with him. And he's a guy I'm happy to play for.
And be honest now, when you walked back in this building and saw what's taking place here, what did you think?
Man, it came a long way from when I was here, man. I like it. I like what they done with the place. And I like the feel it is around here, man. The atmosphere is great, man. And just the guys in the locker room, just the spirit is way up from what it was when I was here the first time.
Preston,
when you knew you were coming back here, what did you feel as far as coming back here to your old stomping grounds?
Man, I was ecstatic, man. This is where it started at for me. This was a place I called home for my first years in the league, and this is where I got my name at, and I'm just happy to continue with my name and my legacy here at the team where it started. Man, I'm happy. I was super ecstatic, man. My mom, I never called and told her, and she's probably mad. I still haven't talked to her, and a lot of people called, and I just been kind of tired. It's been a long couple of days.
How weird is it to have Kerrigan as a coach?
Man, it's kind of crazy. Hey, good to see you too, man. But man, it's crazy, man. Just knowing like that was the guy who was my vet when I was a rookie, and he was here with me for 4 years. And to have this guy coaching me is a great thing because it's easy to talk to a guy that knows you, and it's easy for a guy to almost know you before you even say it. Like, okay, I already knew you was gonna say that. Like, and it's a great feeling, man. I'm proud of him and what he's done in his career, how he's been at. He was a leader. He was a great example as a teammate, and he's been helping me get along in the playbook and getting up to speed with everything. He's been a great help ever since I've met him, and I appreciate Ron a lot.
You talk about how the building looks different, but obviously the state of this team is very different. From back then, a lot of the losing seasons. Now, a chance to maybe compete for a Super Bowl. How much of a role did that play in coming here?
Man, it's great, man. Just the atmosphere and the mindset. Like, guys here know they can win. They have the ability to win. We just got to keep on finding ways to get it done, man, and keep on finishing out games strong and make sure guys are playing their best ability. I see it's a lot of talent around here, man. I'm just trying to get in where I fit in and try to do what I can do to help keep the ball rolling and to make sure I help with the long run.
From a Redskin to a Commander, you okay with all the uniform and all the changes?
Yeah, man. I wasn't here between all the identity crises, but I'm happy to be back here now, man. The colors will stay the same. And I see they doing a lot of good things with the uniforms that are like bringing back the old retro styles and stuff like that.
Hey, Preston,
I'm sorry,
Preston, as far as the playbook, you said getting up to speed with that, how difficult or how easy do you think that would be as far as just jumping into that playbook quickly?
Man, the first thing to do is adjusting to the calls and the play style and the job, the assignments. But I think it's pretty easy, being in the system. Multiple different systems and multiple different styles, and just picking up on the plays were pretty easy. It's just getting the terminology and making sure that I'm out there executing when I hear the calls.
You said you had a few different opportunities, it sounds like. What was the process like weighing those opportunities and then ultimately deciding to?
I mean, you know how it go, man. The later as we get season again, you got to wait for opportunities to open up, and things seem to be happening as of recent, and opportunities open up a lot faster than you expected. So it's like, at that point, it's going with the situation that best suits you, and I'm, I ended up here. So I guess this is the situation that I feel like this is the situation that best suit me, and was a great opportunity to come back and play here with some people that wanted me here, and it's a great opportunity that lies ahead for me. Man, it's a great feeling, man. He's a great guy, man. He was a great leader and an example. Just to be coached by that guy, I know he always believed in me. He always did what he could to help me. You know, him just being a coach now, I know he's going to do whatever it takes. The type of guy he is, he wants to see his guys succeed and play at a high level. Right now he's in a position to help me be in the best position possible to put myself in a position for success and to make sure that I'm in position. I know what I'm doing and I do it at a high level and I eliminate all the thinking out there on the field.
But we all left a couple plays on the table that we all wish we could have had back, especially me. I left a few things out there. But definitely mentally, I think we're going to respond the right way, man.
DQ was talking a little bit about today about turnovers, getting more takeaways. It hasn't been there yet. How can you guys generate that? Maybe sack, fumble. How does that happen?
Yeah, it starts in practice. The ball has always got to be on your mind. And some of the best that I've been around, when it comes to getting the ball out, you see it. You see it all day in practice. They punch at the ball. They get at the ball. So the more we do it in practice, the more it's going to show up in the game.
What's it like this week with just a little bit of uncertainty at quarterback?
Shit, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I just want to come out and do my one. You know what I mean? Do my 1%. That's all that matters.
Thanks,
yeah, appreciate it.
We just got to be better as a whole. There's a lot of little details that's in there, but just to be better as a unit is the main goal.
Torrance, when you go against a quarterback like Geno that had some turnovers the other night, does the coaching staff really push like, hey, we gotta get the ball, we gotta create turnovers this week?
That's being emphasized every week. That's just part of what defense really want to happen for themselves. Takeaways bring a lot of energy, momentum shifts. So, I'm pretty sure everybody around the league preach we need turnovers.
Sure. And then how difficult is it to have to sit on a loss like that in Green Bay for a few extra days? Like, how good did it feel to get back on the practice field today?
It definitely felt good to be back out there. All those days off, it just gave us a lot of time to really self-reflect early on in the season. And I think that was the biggest thing, just go out there, watch what we did wrong, fix that, and come back better.
Assimilating a guy like Preston into the team, how does the guy who's already been here, how do you do that?
He's a guy with a bunch of experience. He's older than me, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. He's an old head in the league.
He said, because obviously he's been there. I asked him, I said, "What do you think when you walk back in this building?" He said, "Man, the improvements are unbelievable. It's a far different place." For you, what is this place?
It's definitely different. His time here in my time are two different times, but me coming in last year, I kind of seen what he seen other than the leadership from the team above, the ownership and stuff. But man, this place has been amazing, bro. We just a bunch of guys who come in here and work to reach one goal, and we actually love and care for each other. So you see those guys always playing cards over there. It's the little stuff like that matter that bring us really close.
You've been around the guys the last couple.
If Marcus goes, how different is it for a guy in your position?
I don't think it's too much different. Just going back and watching Marcus, when he had to step in, I think he came in and did a pretty good job.
What type of confidence do you have in Marcus?
I have all the confidence in the world. Marcus still in this league for a reason. He's been playing well whenever his name's been called, and I just see him continue to do the same thing.
What makes him a good quarterback?
His decision making. He's been around a long time, and things like that.
How tough is it for you to get a couple extra days after that Packers game and just kind of have to sit on it?
It was cool. We played Sunday and then the quick turnaround on Thursday and was able to get our bodies back right. And we came in on Monday, got a little moved around a little bit, and then we started practice today.
What do you do on a Sunday off? Do you watch the rest of the league?
Yeah, we was watching a little ball for sure.
What is the psyche after a game like that Thursday night? When you take a few days to get rid of it, but what is the feeling of this offense right now?
We don't like to dwell on, what's in the past. We just know what we have to do as an offense, as a team, and play complementary football from special teams to offense to defense to be able to win games, and that's what we plan on doing.
You've obviously had some time to get acclimated with Jayden and Marcus this preseason and the regular season so far. What is it about maybe your connection with Marcus that you like about playing with him and receiving passes from him?
you know, how like I just said, how well Marcus processes things. He's been around a good bit. You know, just things like that, and the way he throws the balls and his decision making stands out to me for sure.
As much time as you spent with Jayden or working out, is it odd to look out in the field and not have him there?
Nah.
No?
With Austin out, how, if any, does that impact your role, maybe as a, getting carries out of the backfield?
I have no idea.
Would you like more carries out of the backfield?
We'll see how it goes.
Devo, without you guys, obviously have a few other injuries too. What's the challenge with this offense when you have guys like not just Austin out, Gates, guys like that?
Really just do your job. We're pros at the end of the day. Don't try to go out there and do anything that you're not capable of, things that you haven't practiced doing. And I think, we'll be just fine.
You've obviously made an impact already, found a touchdown every game so far. I mean, just talk about your comfortability level already in this offense, and how much better can you get in terms of just getting more and more comfortable as you go?
There's new things that we put in week and week out. Just owning my job and just doing the best I can at everything they ask me to do. And, when the ball is in my hands, when the ball is in the air, I just try to make every play that comes my way.
We're always preparing, and DQ's gonna have a great plan, but also the training staff and all them, they're gonna do that part. And as players, we're gonna be prepared either way. So
everyone I've talked to today has so much confidence in Marcus Mariota. What do you see in Marcus that he brings to the table, and why do you have confidence in him as well?
Yeah, just that. I mean, just the way he prepares every single week. I mean, he might not be on the field on Sundays when Jay's playing, but like at the same time, like for what his energy and what he brings each and every day, and the knowledge and what he does on the field still that people might not see on Sundays. Like he's always a very great man of his craft, and how he goes in each and every week. So super confident for sure.
Go ahead, Jay.
You see Eckler's locker right there. I mean, a month ago, 5 weeks ago, we probably thought it was Eckler and B-Rob. Neither of those guys are going to be part of this. How much has the run game changed, and what does that change for you?
I think too, like we're going into game 3. I think and obviously with Eck being down, like that's obviously like in regards of like what he brings to the table for sure. And but at the same time, like you're gonna have guys stepping up, and we have that same type of confidence, man. And like that's what practice is all about. And then, but that's also how the camaraderie, and obviously you don't want injury for that to get amplified in that situation. But certain situations where people are getting in more of a bigger role or and adjustments off of that in the game of football, like you have those moments where now it's even more time if a guy that has maybe had less reps, or even like Ja'Cory coming in, and J-Mac, C-Rod, and all the other backs too. I mean, so it's going to be a great week for us to keep building, and but also we have like a full week of practice today. We got on the field, and we got the run game going too. So I mean, it's all about just continuing to make those steps, and like those marginal gains throughout the week. Those are the big steps that on game day we're just flying. So
with younger or maybe lesser experienced guys than Eck and B-Rob, your job is kind of like the architect of the pass pro, right, on the O-line. Like, will you talk with those guys about pass pro specific situations as backs, as they're going to get a lot more opportunities?
Yeah, I think the biggest part is like just not necessarily just putting it all on one person, but yeah, like I might set it in regards of it, but it's a whole envelope of like the coaching staff and players too throughout the week too, of like what's our game plan coming in this week, and how do we see this, and then also who's playing quarterback, what adjustments will they make versus this. I mean, because at the end of the day, like we're going to go with like the best like situational for that type of play, but at the same time, like if the QB wants to switch it, like we'll be on the same page for that too. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's a whole unit. It's not just maybe one person sets it, or one person makes the final call for sure, but all 11 on be on the same page. That's the whole envelope of the game of football too, and especially in pass pro. So
Tyler, how do you think this team's going to respond from a loss?
I think it's going to be great. I think it's like the biggest part is just to be able to learn and adapt and grow.
Going through last year, going into the Bears game, where Marcus got the practice work and then Jayden gets the call on Sunday, like as a group, as an offense, having been through similar situations, if it goes that way, will it not feel too different, abnormal?
I mean, the biggest part is like we're all doing our job. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a different person behind you, and maybe obviously like Jay or Marcus or whoever it may be. Like, but it's one of those things where it's like we get the call, we get the snap count, we're on the ball, we're doing our job, and that's the biggest thing it comes down to. And obviously, like obviously we want Jay to become healthy, and and everything or whatever's going on in that scenario. But at the same time, like who's ever out there, we're going to perform and we're going to do our job
Is there
as
anything,
a whole unit.
just specifically as the center, is there anything specific like they want the snap higher or lower or quicker or faster, anything like that, or is it all pretty uniform?
I think it's a pretty,
His mark's a little taller, right?
No, I think it's pretty universal. You want it right here. So.
I mean, for you to get it higher, lower, any of that? Same.
No, I think it's pretty universal between both. I don't think there's much of a height difference. I don't think that's too much of a concern.
What about just getting that cohesion offensively when you have a lot of guys kind of going in and out because of injuries? How hard is that?
No, I think it's just the way you have to adapt. I think that's the biggest game of football. Whether it may be an injury or maybe if it's a shoe, you've had situations where people's cleats fall off or they come off for a uniform thing, whatever it may be. I think the biggest part is to adapt, and whoever the next person up is, it's that unity of like everyone has that certain job, or if a running back certain job, or an O-lineman like your combination block or whatever that may be. I think it just comes down to like it's like plugging in the spot and doing it to your best of your ability of how we practice, how we play, and what our play style is, and just forming that into our reality. So
Obviously coming off that tough loss in Green Bay, got some injury questions. As a leader of this team, what do you say to get things right against the Raiders?
We just get back on track. You know what I mean? I think we get back focused. We win each day. That's really all you could do is, come out here, have a good practice, which I felt like we did. Have a good practice tomorrow, and so on and so forth, and then come out and put out a better performance Sunday.
Your lockers are right next to each other. Clearly, you and Jayden are close.
For sure.
Do you pull him aside, try to talk to him this week about balancing long-term, short-term, everything he wants to do?
I don't think anything changes. Like I talk to him every day. I don't think the conversation changes. I just think we focus on what we can control and take it one day at a time.
If Jay can't go, Marcus Mariota would get this started, and obviously he's been in the league a long time. What have you grown to appreciate and respect about Marcus and what he brings to the table?
The thing that I appreciate the most is the man he is, and just how he prepares. I think that's the coolest thing that people don't get to see all the time is he prepares like he's a starter. And I think that's why when he got his opportunity, he flourished. And, if that is the case, then I believe he'll do the same thing again.
Today, DQ preached we need to get more takeaways. Got to get that football. As a defense, how does that happen? I'm sure it's easier said than done.
Yeah, I think we just got to think about it. I think a lot of it is as simple as just thinking about it. But we need to make it happen. I think it helps the offense. It's our part of this puzzle piece is, helping the offense get the ball back in great positions, and, it will come.
How much does losing Wise impact you guys defensively?
It's big. I think, what he brought to our team was really big. His physicality, his smarts, kind of everything. So.
Is that what have you seen from Marcus, and what does he bring to this team?
Yeah, he's played at a high level for a long time in this league. He's been a starter in multiple places. He's had to come in at different arrays of the season. And even last year, we won games with him. So I think the confidence, if he's going to be the starter this weekend, is there for him. I think he brings a calm to the huddle that is very reassuring for everybody in there. And, he's just a pro's pro, and he's a great person as well. So, you always feel his energy each and every week, but if he's back there taking snaps, we have confidence that we can win this game with him.
As a receiver, any type of adjustment you have to make if it's Marcus that is in there in terms of timing and just kind of that cohesion?
Just communication. Like I said, him and I have had bank reps over the last few years, so that definitely helps a lot. And, we're just focusing on the game plan of this week and just communicating on the details. So having a full week of practice with him is going to be beneficial in case Jayden can't go.
As much as you practice with Jayden, is it kind of odd when you walk onto the field and he's not there?
You always miss Jayden's presence when he's not on the football field. He's a game changer when he's back there. At the same time, I have confidence that I've had experience playing with multiple guys, and so the great, my philosophy and mindset's always the same: is just try to be on the same page as the quarterback and make those tough plays when they need me to, because I feel like that really helps their rhythm and their trust to be able to know that I'm going to win when I'm out on the perimeter. So the great thing about it, Marcus and I, again, have had a lot of reps together, dating back to even Dallas. The Dallas game at the end of the season where we had a game-winning touchdown. So the timing is there. The great thing about it, we're both vets, so we know, have a good feel of just this offense and what it's supposed to look like. So if he's a starter this week, we have a lot of confidence in him that we're going to have a chance to win the game.
What does he do well?
I just think his poise is something that really stands out. I think he really does a great job of communicating. We don't huddle much, but even with the signals, he does a great job of making sure everybody's on the same page, making sure both sides of the route concepts know what they have. And when he's on the sidelines, he's just, like I said, always calm. You can never tell if we're up by 14 or down by 14. I just think that even kill demeanor that he has is really infectious. And like I said, he's so selfless. I think selflessness is a great quality to have as a teammate. And so when you get a guy like that who is possibly to be your starter this week, then you just want to make plays for him as well. He's supported me a lot individually, and we've made plays on the football field. So if he's going to be our guy this week, then we're going to make plays for him.
Terry, 2 games, the offense hasn't fully clicked.
Yeah.
How close or how far do you feel like you guys are from really putting it all together?
Yeah, I think it's really comes down to the execution of things. I just think we're a rhythmic offense, and being able to use our no huddle comes from being able to be ahead of the sticks and having positive plays on first and second down, so we can kind of be in third and short. And I think we're just trying to execute at a higher level and be better on third down. It's hard to get a rhythm when you're not converting on third down and extending drives. I think that's something that really stood out last year. We were forcing teams to, play third and fourth down consistently through 4 quarters, and I think we have to get back to executing on those critical downs so we can stay on the football field. Keeps our defense fresh as well.
Terry, I know you know how much of a competitor Jayden is, so what kind of advice are you giving him at this time when maybe he doesn't know if he's going to play, and I'm sure he really wants to play too?
Yeah, I'm always talking to Jayden and just encouraging him to, first of all, just take care of himself and know it's a long season, but at the end of the day, we know he's a competitor, and if any of us are in that situation, we want to be out here and help the team and be able to play. So I know he's going to do whatever it takes to be ready this week, and I just encourage him to take care of himself mentally as well. Sometimes when you're not out on the football field, things kind of slow down, if that makes sense, where you have a little bit more time to focus on mental, spiritual, and your physical to be back right when you're on the football field. So, he's a second-year player now, so he's been banged up before, and we know he'll fight through whatever it takes to help this team. So, at the end of the day, we just want to continue to, be smart with him also, and know it's a long year and we're going to need him.
And I think you missed him by a couple years with Preston Smith.
Yeah.
You guys didn't overlap, right?
No, I think he was here in 18. I got here in 19, but we competed a few times.
Having him come back to play for this team, having a guy that played for this organization so many years ago, and now how much this place has changed, how cool is it seeing people like that want to come back here and compete with you guys?
Yeah, I think it says a lot to what's been built here. I think I overheard him talking to somebody. I think it was Payne. He was like, "Man, this looks real different around here." He said it in a good way. And, he had great energy coming in today. Him and Chad obviously have a relationship, the strength coach. So he's familiar with the DMV. And to have a vet like that who's had a lot of production in this league add into our defensive line, I know is going to help us.
Through 2 games, how would you assess where you're at and what you've done so far?
It's just been a slow start for all of us. I think I'm just trying to continue to be ready when my number is called and be ready to make the plays down the field. So, just executing at a high level. I think for me, just being keen on my route depths. I think sometimes you get a little sped up, especially when you're not clicking as an offense, and just being better at the line of scrimmage with my hands. I think that's one thing that allows me to get into my routes unimpeded and forces the defensive back to kind of run with me versus trying to hand fight them down the field. So those are just little things that can improve for me as we go along and just being better on the backside of block plays.
Last year, week 3 was the breakout.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.